Flosstube. It's February 4th. I've got a busy day ahead of me, but thought I would shoot a quick video to show you my progress in the past 2 weeks and a couple frame pieces. So we're going to get right into it. As from my previous videos, you can see that I was working on the Tapestry Sampler by Pat Rogers. This is where I am at the moment. I had planned on working on this through the 31st of January and stopping and starting my February start for the year. But I've gotten so far I don't want to put it down. And I did start the February start, but I'm using it as a piece for lunchtime at work because it's such a small piece, and I'll show you in just a moment. But I have G, and then this is the corner of the border. So as you can see, I basically have just this area here to finish. I'm so close to a finish I don't want to put it down, and I am going to a stitch later today, and although I probably won't work on this, I'm looking forward to putting in quite a few stitches into this weekend. I'm going to show you that lunchtime start. I have it in my February project envelope, but it is Bent Creek's Romance. I basically have C through N completed, and I am working on A and B in the heart there, as you can see. I don't use I have a grime guard that I had gotten in a goodie bag, but I tend to use felt so that when I'm holding it, that's where my fingers come to rest, so that I don't get grime. And you can pick up a piece of felt for 50 cents. So just one grime guard that was a gift, so this is what I use. But anyway, as you can see, it's been a really quick stitch. I started it on the 1st of February. Just been working on it at lunch. I just get an hour like most people at lunch, and I've made a lot of progress. So I will be going to a stitch later on this morning. I'm hoping to make a good bit of progress on that, but we'll see. Went to a little stitch get together with Natasha because it was her birthday last week, and drove about an hour up there. Got one of the letters completed in my tapestry sampler. Came home, had to pick it out. That's what happens when you get with a group of friends and you laugh and you share stories, and your attention is on them and not on your stitching. Also, the last video I had taken this to have this framed, and this is the Elizabethan Sampler by Britter Cup Designs, and the focus is Elizabeth there in the center. This is stitched over 1. I do not remember the count, but I would assume that is 32 count. I love the colors. I love the frame. And my husband surprised me and had I had a I finished in the last week of December, and I had worked on this on and off for about a year. And he took it and had it framed for me. I love it. Like I said, it is RETM, and this is Joy, and it is a Quaker motif sampler. And my oldest daughter is married, and I have not done anything with her room upstairs. It does have a half bath, and my plan this year is to focus on that and make that my stitch room, and have a little gallery wall of these. So I'm not going to hang this one soon, which I'm sure is going to disappoint Clint a little bit. But hopefully within the next 6 months, I'm going to have a little crafty room upstairs, and that's where it will hang. Also, I had one purchase this week, or actually 3 purchases, but 2 pieces were fabric. I picked up fabric for the Summer House Stitchworks Fragments in Time 2015 because she's come out with one at market that is very beautiful this year, but the one I had chosen to do is 2015. I picked up a piece of fabric for that, and I also picked up Faith, Hope, and Love. I have been watching everyone stitch Death by Cross Stitch, and a couple people were stitching Big Red Ship, and I love the look at those samplers, but they're so large, and they really didn't speak to me as far as, I love the thought and the, I forget what you call it, the pattern work in the full coverage piece, but I wanted to find something that was more me, and this is what I chose. So this will be one of my starts, hopefully this year, if I don't change my mind 5 times. And I wanted to show you a couple of works in progress. I have a basket full of works in progress. I have probably 25, maybe 30, and I want to focus and get those, at least a few of those completed. did the 15 starts in the first 15 days of 2015 with my friend Leslie, and I don't think I started a complete 15, but it was such a guilty feeling, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to finish all these in 2015. There's so many other things I'm going to want to work on in the coming years. I just quit with it, but I had works and WIPs already to add to the total of the 2015 start. So I just quit. And anyway, this is just one of those starts that I made that year. And this is the one I had attempted to focus on after those January starts. And this is a Mirabilia pattern, and she is just gorgeous. I bead as I go. I typically stitch in a Q-snap, but I do bead as I go, because if I had to bead at the end, I would finish the stitching and then would not bead for years or months because I just don't enjoy it. But she's a gorgeous piece, and it looks like I have a lot done, but as far as this pattern is concerned, if you can see that, her dress just blossoms when it gets past the halfway part. So I probably have about a third of the piece completed. A long way to go, but maybe she'll be a finish this year. I also have, and I see my friend Karen from Karen's Handiwork. She has a blog. I don't think she has a Flosstube. She is working on the Prairie School alphabet, and I started this years ago when Vonna had posted this on her blog. I believe Vonna was starting it too, and she had started, I want to say, a blog just for those that were stitching this as well, but I could be wrong about that. And this is as far as I had gotten with this. I've stitched A through D, and they are stitched over 1, and I believe this is 32 count. And I do enjoyed stitching this. I've just not gone back to it for whatever reason, because something, I'm a magpie, so something bright and sparkly comes my way that interests me at the moment, and that is what I grab. I drop something and pick up something else. But I would like to get back and at least do a couple of letters this year. I don't have to finish the whole thing, but it's just a goal. Not a rule, but a goal. And I think that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to finish this up and post it. And as I said, I've got a few things to do. One of them is I'm on my way to a stitch with some friends. So I hope to get a lot accomplished today. But if it's a repeat of last weekend, I'll come home and rip out what I stitched today. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Everyone have a great weekend. I look forward to watching a few Flosstubes videos today, later before bed. Last night I did find Make Life Count. I watched about 4 of her videos. They're really short, 15, 20 minutes a piece. So if you get a moment, check her out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.